Hi guys, this is Nilajwe again from Countdown to Crown, and today we are going to give you a player review on Aston Villa and Bournemouth players of Fantasy Premier League 2015 and 16 till date. So you can see here we have the Aston Villa team in front of ours that is selected by the percentage of the fantasy users have selected the Aston Villa players. So here is the list. So in the top of the list, you can see very obvious Christian Benteke, who is heavily linked with Manchester United and Liverpool this year. You can see the reason. The total score is 127 last year, so it is pretty moderate score for a striker. And for the same reason, 24.9% people have selected Christian Benteke. And in case of price, it's a little bit of high because most of the people is expecting him to move in a bigger team than Aston Villa. So in my view, the price should be 7 to 8, not the 8.5. Anyways, we need to deal with the price, so I can say you can use him as your second striker. Another player is Baker. He's a very promising defender and in a very low price, that is 4.0. So you can use him for your bench player. And 14.1% of the users have selected him for the same reason, though the fantasy score is not high last season. Guzan is one of my favorite pick for second goalkeeper. So you can see from the score it's 112, which is a very moderate score for a goalkeeper. And price is also pretty low, 4.5. Have some injury problems last year, so not much consistent, but he's a very potential player and will provide you very good points. And for the same reason, it is selected by 6.3% of the fantasy users. So another pick of Aston Villa players is Micah Richards, though he hasn't played a single game last year for Manchester City in EPL. He has loaned out in Fiorentina for playing in Serie. But due to the potential of this particular particular defender, fantasy users have 5.9% of the fantasy users have selected him, and the price is also pretty moderate, 4.5. So you can definitely use him as a striker, but don't keep him too long in your team. Just see that if Tim Sherwood is playing it with him. If Tim Sherwood is not playing him, then just drop this player. But he is a good buy actually. So rest of the team, I am not seeing so many prospects. Hutton is a good one, but not consistent, so it's not recommended to keep him in the team. So countdown to ground recommendation from Aston Villa is Benteke, Guzan, and if possible, then only Richards. And if you have no other options in right back, all the right backs are injured, then Hutton, because the price is pretty low for Hutton. So we will gradually move into Bournemouth team. So we are going to apply the same filter on Bournemouth. The player popularity by fantasy users, how many fantasy users have selected them. So here is the list. In the first list, you can see Wilson, who is a very good, promising forward from Bournemouth, who scored tremendously well last year. 20 goals he has scored. So for the same reason, he is selected by 6.2% of the users, and the price is also pretty moderate, that is 5.5. Though he is not yet proved in the fantasy prospect, but it is recommendable to keep him as a second striker for sure. Richie is another Bournemouth midfielder, so he is selected by 4.8%, as you can see. The price is pretty high, 6.0. That should be between 5 or 5.5. But Fantasy Premier League believes he is a player with a lot of potentials and can provide so many fantasy points. So we are going with the pulse. So we are also recommending Richie to keep in your team. But the main player why we are here is Arthur Boruc. Arthur Boruc is one of the countdown to crown pick of this year. He's a tremendous good goalkeeper and with tremendous capabilities and means he provide you clean sheets and points very often. So 3.2% of the users have selected him, and he's a definite pick for countdown to crown in their team. And 4.5 is a pretty low price for a second goalkeeper too. You can also look for Christian Atsu, loaned from Chelsea to Bournemouth. but not yet proved himself in fantasy prospect. He is a very promising youngster, but as you see, 1.2% of the people has kept faith on him. The price is pretty low, so you can do a gamble on him. So from Bournemouth, the recommendation from Countdown to Ground is Wilson and Boch. So we are done with today's webcast. Tomorrow we will come back with another webcast about Chelsea. So I think you people are pretty excited with the Chelsea webcast, and join us in our Facebook group Countdown to Crown. Hope to see you there soon. Thank you. Have a good day.